So, hello there everyone, and welcome. It is Aaron here, and today it is time for yet another episode of our FIFA 20 career mode here with Newcastle. Now, last time out, we got fully into the rhythm of things, playing 4 games in an episode. That will be the norm, and we'll be continuing into this episode as well. We're moving into the month of October, and all the way through it in today's video. As you can see, we're facing Manchester United, Wolves, and also West Ham in the Premier League, and after a win against Reading in round 3 of the Carabao Cup, we've set up a tie against similar championship opposition in Sheffield Wednesday for the round of 16. I've also applied the upgrades for Dani Olmo after he won the first 2 Player of the Episode awards, but it is a new player who's managed to etch his name onto that award for week number 3. Joe Linton is the second winner of the Player of the Episode award after Dani Olmo won the first 2 times. Second place in that vote was right back Yusuf Atal, who's been playing as a left back and has been pocketing wingers left, right and centre. And third in that vote was Alan Saint-Maximin after scoring a brace in the last episode combined. We start off though with some very disappointing and concerning news. An injury in training at the start of October sees Fabian Schär out for 6 weeks with a torn hip flexor. That could be quite a big one. Obviously 6 weeks is not the most amount of time, it's only a month and a half. Time though for game number 1, and this is the first game that Fabian Schär is gonna miss. Florian Lejeune is into that second centre-back role. We're up against Manchester United, the likes of Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial and Daniel James. Newcastle United versus Manchester United. A battle of the Uniteds. Hopefully it is Newcastle that unite against Manchester United in this unification derby. Joe Linton managed to hit goal-scoring form last episode for kind of the first time in a series, really. He has been good. His hold-up play has been excellent. He's got the most assists in the whole series. Goal contribution as well, generally speaking, is the highest of anyone in the team. McTominay, Rashford, Mata with a lovely ball back into Martial, and that is Manchester United 1, Newcastle 0. Yusuf Atal did track the run, but I think only clocked it right at the last minute when it was a tiny bit too late. Good passing play. That first touch pass really from Juan Mata, taking both centre-backs out of the game. If I'm honest, I would have preferred a little bit more urgency from Florian Lejeune there, who seemed to just be jogging back into position. Also, Anthony Martial ended up getting a piggyback ride there from Yusuf Atal right at the end. Is there anything this Algerian fullback cannot do? Track Anthony Martial's run, I suppose, is the one thing he can't do. So Linton, oh, what a ball that is to Dani Olmo, and he should have made it 1-1. David De Gea with the save from the one-on-one. He's our playmaker. I can't believe what's going on here. Joe Linton again, this time now into Almiron. I was trying to take a touch though away from Lindelof. It was far too heavy. Big stuff though from us. We've really turned up the heat in this game. Joe Linton again, everything coming through him. Hayden has been... What? How is that not a foul on Isaac Hayden? And that's a big foul as well, because he's about to run in on goal. How has that not been given as a foul? I swear fouls just don't exist offline. Had a run being made by Dani Olmo, but it was going to be difficult to pick him out. This is John Joe Shelvey. Joe Linton, first time off the crossbar. How close are we going to come? Oh, I can't believe that didn't go in. That would have been such a good goal as well. Instead, here come United with Marcus Rashford. Man in the middle is Juan Mata. Lejeune's got under it. What a save from Dubravka. Massive reprieve after we hit the crossbar. United with a massive chance. And now we're counter-attacking. Amazing end-to-end game this is right now. This is Saint-Maximin. Joe Linton in the centre, but the cross is way too close to De Gea. What a save, Dubravka. Take a bow. Yeah, overall, we've looked pretty decent as United swing the ball forward into Martial, who could have 2 goals already to his name. Oh, and he's done DeAndre Yedlin for dinner. He cuts inside again, away from Lejeune. McTominay into Mata, and he's put it calmly and comfortably into the bottom corner. It seemed like there wasn't too much pace on that, but he's just placed it down there. It's like he's picked up the ball and just literally cushioned it into the bottom corner himself. The away fans are loving it. United are now 2-0 up. It all started really with Martial. Great work from him down the left-hand side. Jamal Lascelles dives in when he really didn't need to. Mata's not even facing goal. Just allowed him to turn in with rash defending. I didn't even press B, so I didn't come in with a slide tackle. He's just decided to try and win it himself. It is going to be an uphill task from now. We've not been 2 goals down before in this series. This is a first. Joe Linton wins that one back in a dangerous area for United. Shelvey over into Dani Olmo. That should have been 2-1. David De Gea makes the save. I'm expecting him to put that in the far corner, really. Hayden into Olmo. Maybe third time's the charm, but what a save from De Gea one-handed. We've peppered United's goal all game. Literally, they've had no reprieve at all. That's a ball over the top here into Anthony Martial. Once again, doing work Cuts inside away from DeAndre Yedlin. Still Martial now hits the post. Oh my word. United could have been out of sight there. Martial has been easily their best player. Alan Saint-Maximin now cutting inside away from Luke Shaw. And David De Gea is just, nah, man. David De Gea is having a David De Gea-esque game. Back heel back into Matuidi. Interception from Atal gets really unlucky. Matuidi, thankfully just wide of Dubravka's far post. Looking for runners. He gets them as well. This is over into Donyell Marlon. And that is 2-1. Marlon gets his first goal as a Newcastle player. Goes to pick up the ball and take it to the centre circle. We have finally got that goal we deserved. Took a little nick off David De Gea's knee. Only 2 minutes plus additional time, though, to find that equaliser. Surely we cannot do this. Alan Saint-Maximin puts the ball in towards Marlon again, but Wan-Bissaka gets it clear. That might well have been the final chance, really. Daniel James skips away there from Yusuf Atal, and that is it. We had a little bit of hope there right at the end, getting that late goal through Donyell Marlon, but in the end, strikes from Anthony Martial and Juan Mata are enough for Manchester United to take all 3 points. United's Juan Mata got man of the match with an 8.8 rating, but Joe Linton gave him a run for his money. An 8.6 for him. He looked so dangerous all game, not just himself, but also supplying other players for chances too. So we've finally been defeated. The invincible streak is over. What do we reckon about it? I'm going to say it was good while it lasted. That's not really a very good response, but I think it will improve the morale of the players. I was correct in thinking that. Game 2 is up against Wolves, the side I did my last career mode series with. Very strong side in the form of the likes of Jimenez, Moutinho, Partey, and Bonaventura, who've been signed in the transfer window. And we have a couple of changes too. Ki Sung-young is in for Jonjo Shelvey, who struggled in that game. DeAndre Yedlin, another one who wasn't too convincing, so Jetro Willems is in for him, and Donyell Marlon, who scored against United, is also starting this time. Well, hopefully we'll be looking to be a bit more clinical in this game than we were up against Manchester United. We definitely didn't lack chances in that game. It was just literally sticking away until the 88th minute that we struggled with. Wolves are a really good outfit, though, and those 2 central midfield signings are going to be big for them. They're not doing too well in the table because they're playing a really consistently awful side every game. 50 and 60 rated players all over the gaff. I think the problem is they don't have much depth in this team. What they do have is an early free kick. 34 yards out, Thomas Partey to deliver from the right-hand side. The ball in is towards João Moutinho. One of the smallest players on the pitch, does get his head on it, but Dubravka is able to get his hands on it. Dani Olmo down the right-hand side here for Yusuf Atal, who's bursting forward. He'll pass that baton, though, onto Alan Saint-Maximin, who cuts it back into Dani Olmo. Tame effort, and Rui Patricio is the man this time, able to get his hands on the ball. Wolves are playing well. I can already tell they're going to just play better than Manchester United did, which is a concern, because we didn't even win that game as Dubravka pulls out a spectacular fist to get the cross away there. Dani Olmo is through the centre. This is Dani Olmo, and he scored this time. He should have potentially had 2 against Manchester United, but Dani Olmo's solid goal-scoring season in a Newcastle shirt continues, and he makes it 1-0 here at St James's Park. It's simple as you like, really. One touch once he receives the through ball from Isaac Hayden, and then just bangs it past Rui Patricio. Lovely stuff from the Spaniard. Number 11 scores past number 11. It's not many times you can actually say that, really. Dani Olmo then gets his 4th Premier League goal of the season. That's 4 in total at the club, which now makes him level top goal scorer with Joe Linton. Thomas Partey there into Diogo Jota, but Dubravka gets the ball away and out for a corner. Jota back to Doherty again. That's a wonder ball in. Raul Jimenez has made it 1-1. No one really picking him up. I think it's Paul Dummett that probably should have been marking him. It drifts over his head, though. Yusuf Atal tries to get there, but he's on the wrong side of the big old Mexican striker, Raul Jimenez. After an amazing goal-scoring season in 2018-19, he's looking to do the same. That ball in from Doherty was unbelievable. 2nd goal only of the season for Raul Jimenez, so not a very prolific year for him so far, but he's done the damage against us in this game. Jota again. Jetro Willems tries to put a challenge in. Can't. Lascelles needs to deal with that. Again, beaten in the air. This time by Bonaventura, who's not exactly a big aerial threat. Saint-Maximin is on his bike. Put the ball in. It's towards Donyell Marlon. What a clearance from Adama Traore. We're going for the 1-2 there with Joe Linton. Might be a 1-2 and back again. Lovely touch from Joe Linton. Cuts back inside. The shot is parried. It was going right towards Dani Olmo. Lovely give and goes between Ki Sung-young and Joe Linton there, and the chance was a decent one, but good goalkeeping from Wolves there. Adama with the ball in. Dubravka punches clear. As far as Hayden as well, who then gets the ball back from Alan Saint-Maximin. Marlon here now into Ki Sung-young. He skips away nicely from Party. Hayden, Joe Linton. This is a lovely move so far. Marlon, that's towards Danny Olmo. Oh, what a goal that would have been. From start to finish, an unbelievable move. 92 minutes are done, and it is a 1-1 draw here against a pretty strong Wolves side. Like, they performed very well in that game. Defensively pretty sound. It was very open at one point, and up until then, Wolves defended really well. Isaac Hayden was pretty much involved in everything, got himself an assist as well, so hence he is man of the match. Jonjo Shelvey a little bit concerned that maybe some media speculation is getting into my head. I mean, he wasn't that great against United, to be honest, but United are a good team. I don't expect necessarily my players to have a good performance against them. We'll say I'll give you a chance because I don't have any intentions of selling Jonjo Shelvey right now, to be fair. Jesus Christ, I can't even rely on Sheffield Wednesday to give me a strong starting 11. We're back in Carabao Cup action though now, and once again we've got championship opposition. Sheffield Wednesday stand in between us and a potential quarterfinals here in the cup. Jonjo Shelvey, Sean Longstaff and Marlon remain, but like Darlow, Lejeune, Kraft and Richie also starting for the first time in this series. Eberici Eze was the difference in the Reading game. Hopefully he can provide a positive impact in this one too. Forestieri, that's a dangerous looking ball. Carl Darlow's come. He won't get there. Barry Bannon has to square it instead for some reason. Not been good enough in the final third. Wingers wise, not been massively impressed with McNeil and Atsu as a partnership. And this now is Eberici Eze. Marlon does get on the end of it rather luckily, and he's now through on goal. Donyell Marlon has made that 1-0. I'm gonna let you into a secret here, lads. That first touch was meant to be a pass. I through-balled it to myself. I don't know whether that's a tactic. I don't know whether I can claim that was skillful behaviour, but Donyell Marlon has made it 1-0 and grabbed his second goal of the episode. The Sheffield Wednesday defenders just kind of switch off, really. Donyell Marlon has turned up in a goal-scoring sense. That's a no-look. That's a no-look finish. Donyell, there's not even any reason to be doing that. I didn't even ask you to do a no-look finish. These literally got so much audacity, and I love it. It's not a bad first half. It's not been a flipping vintage performance. Jonjo Shelvey needs to fix up as well, by the way. I'm sorry, there's no way you can tell me you can't play that ball. You're 77 rated, Sunshine. There's a big competition going on for that final sort of centre mid slot in the Premier League games. I need you to be on top form as Carl Darlow manages to get that one out of the air. That is half time. 1-0 at the break. We've consecutively got better as this episode has gone on in terms of the first half. We were losing 1-0 in the first game, drawing 1-1 in the second, and now we're winning 1-0. We've turned it around. McNeil can play in Marlon if he plays this first time, and he has done. Donyell Marlon clean through on goal again, cuts round the keeper, goes down and wins himself a penalty. Westwood could be in trouble here. Nah, it's double jeopardy and he won't get sent off. I do kind of rue this because I can't take penalties on this game, so we are in a little bit of issues here. Matt Ritchie will be the man to take it. I need to time this well. I don't really, but it goes down into the bottom corner regardless. Matt Ritchie in his first game of the series grabs his first goal of the series, gives the keeper the eyes and sends him the wrong way. That is 2-0, and that realistically should put the game beyond any doubt now, I feel. Substitution time, we're making all three of them. Rolando Aarons and Andy Carroll are on for the first time again in the series, seeing plenty of debuts. And another one for Matty Longstaff, which means both the brothers are on the pitch at the same time in central midfield. No brotherly bickering between you, both of you, if you could. I mean, they've passed it to each other, so that already brotherly love. I'm liking that. Right, Rolando Aarons puts the ball in, trusting in the youth. That's towards Andy Carroll, and in his first appearance in this series, Andy Carroll has himself a goal set up by one of the other substitutes in the form of Rolando Aarons. You knew it was coming, really. As soon as it was drifting towards that beautiful long-haired noggin of his, you knew he was just going to power it in. And after a couple of disappointing results maybe in the league, it's nice to see us back, scoring a decent amount of goals, keeping a clean sheet as things stand as well. The prodigal son hath returned upon Tyneside, and he's got himself a goal. Carl Darlow, can I just say, is on the brink of keeping a second clean sheet in this series, which unbelievably, having only played 2 games, would make him level for most clean sheets in the series with Dubravka. Carl Darlow is about to match his clean sheet record. He has. The referee blows for full time. It is a 3-0 victory for Newcastle. It didn't really ever look like it was in doubt, to be fair. Man of the match, Donyell Marlon, 8.8 rating for him. Obviously, he got himself a goal and then managed to win the penalty for the second. I mean, that wasn't as long as I expected it to be. Fabian Schär is already apparently back in training. Obviously, he's not fully fit He'll still have that plaster, I imagine, for a couple of weeks, so he might not be fit for the next game and the final game of the episode. This, though, is your final game of the episode, and we're away from home at the London Stadium to face West Ham. A really strong side, the likes of Harla, Felipe Anderson, Fornals, Declan Rice, Ogbonna, Zinchenko, Fabianski as well in this team. All right, let's get amongst it. It's another unification derby, this time West Ham United versus Newcastle United. We are the best defensive side in the league, along with Bournemouth. As I'm recording this today, Newcastle just lost 5-0 to Leicester. Let's get amongst it. Very nervous at the likes of Felipe Anderson, Sebastian Harla. Oh, it's a great ball through. Really well done by Danny Olmo, of all people, doing defensive work. I mean, fair play to him, but it's not really what I would expect. Love that, though. Damian Suarez now into Lanzini down the right-hand side. That's a wonderful ball in. Fornals should have scored. He falls to the ground in disbelief. How on earth has the Spaniard not put that one in? Gets ahead of Lejeune, who I've not been massively impressed with since he came in for Cher. Hayden trying to come across. This is Lanzini. Oh, Lanzini's done it all, and Harla has done us. It's 1-0 to the home side. Once again, Lejeune caught under the ball, but Harla is so good in the air. I can't blame him for that. I think that's going to go down as a first mistake, first proper one at the club for Yusuf Atal, who's just been sent for a sausage roll down our left-hand side. Lanzini cuts in, puts the ball in. Harla gets there, out jumps Lejeune. That goal as well for West Ham means that Dubravka is confirmed to have the same amount of clean sheets as Carl Darlow at the end of this episode. Miguel Almiron is overlapping. Almiron has surely got the pace to get away from the defenders. Almiron in on goal. Took one too many touches. I'm sure I powered that up before he took that final touch with his left foot. Oh, I was literally going to open that up with his right. Is he left-footed? I should know this, really. That's the one thing I really never do, is learn whether players are left-footed and right-footed, and that may have come back to bite me there. This is Sebastian Harla again into Fornals. He had a big chance earlier, but he's taken this one. It's 2-0, and again, it's looking like an uphill challenge here. Manchester United were 2 goals up against us. We almost brought it back late on. We're going to have to try and do the same and more here against West Ham. It's 2-0 even before half-time. You could see it coming as well as soon as Sebastian Harla was up against Jamal Lascelles, and Lejeune's been beaten far too easily as well. Oh, I want Cher to be back. Maybe I should have just risked it with Fabian Cher in this game, because Lejeune fills me with no confidence at all. We need better. I know, obviously, I said, you know, defensively there were a couple of errors that led to the goals, but I don't think I'm playing that well right now either. Back into Joe Linton again. Oh, not the back heel, man. We're losing the game 2-0. I need you to actually concentrate and not be bringing out flicks when I don't want you to. This is a chance here, though. Saint-Maximin, that took a little bobble, actually. Great save, though, from Fabianski regardless. Now, here's Felipe Anderson up against DeAndre Yedlin. No reason why Yedlin can't get back towards him. What a ball, and what a challenge from Florian Lejeune, who I've had a bit of a go at during the course of this game, but that was an unbelievable challenge to deny Michail Antonio. That would have been game over completely. Might be in vain. Here come West Ham again. Declan Rice, what a ball through to Harla. Oh my goodness me. West Ham have just, I mean, that's game done now. Sebastian Harla has ended me. How has Declan Rice played that ball? Oh, man. I mean, it's an amazing assist, fair enough, but I don't actually know how he's managed to get that through all the bodies. We have been poor. I haven't played very well, but also the players just have been pretty shocking. A couple of changes. One for West Ham. Wilshire's now on for Declan Rice. Miguel Almiron, I'm not that sold on, lads. I can't lie. Oh, this is dangerous. This is Harla running through. Got the pace to get away from Lejeune. He actually has as well. Cuts inside away from him. And that is 4. Oh, no, Lejeune. Nah, Lejeune's back out again. Lejeune, I'm sorry, mate. You had your chance. For a start, you've been outpaced by Harla. We're going to lose 4-0 to West Ham. We have been so bad. Like, we actually fully deserve. I'm going to rip into this lot in the press conference. Poor, pathetic away from home there against West Ham is a 4-0 defeat, and we actually deserved it. Like, usually when we lose like that on this channel or in a game on FIFA, you can be like, oh, it's just because the AI had like 7 shots and scored 6 of them or something. But they actually peppered us. They genuinely, I don't think we had a chance. I don't think we had an actual proper chance all game. The game has the nerve to give the best rating to Florian Lejeune, who was at fault for 3 of the goals out of the 4. Saint-Maximin was okay on the right-hand side. Longstaff was okay, but as soon as we started getting into like 3-0, 4-0 territory, pretty much everyone just switched off and was just like, no, we've lost. That's the end. Could this loss have been avoided? Could have said the game plan wasn't followed, but I don't have a game plan. I just go out and play most of the time. So they were the better team. Our performance was unacceptable. unacceptable. I don't care if the team morale goes down. You're shits, lads. That was an awful performance. Pulled them it once more game time. To be honest, mate, with how bad Florian Lejeune was in that game, that option, that possibility is going through the roof right now. It's been a bit of a fall from grace in this episode. We had a really strong first sort of 7 games of the season, but a loss against United, our first of the season, a draw against Wolves, which was a good result, and then an absolute pummeling against West Ham, mean we are now down into 5th place. In the background, though, now is the Hall of Fame, where all the records and accolades are kept for the series. After Joe Linton draws a blank, Danny Olmo is now level with him in terms of 4 goals scored in the series. And you can also vote for your player of the episode in the top right of the screen. I've got a feeling that the players who played in the cup might have a good chance of winning this one. That, though, is going to round out today's episode of the Newcastle career mode here on FIFA 20. I apologize it ended in such a horrific fashion. I can imagine the premiere was literally hashtag near and out for the entirety of that West Ham game. Regardless, if you did enjoy it and you did enjoy me getting pummeled by men from East London, I can't ever say that again. That's pause. Then slap a like on the video and, of course, subscribe if you are new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media. It's at the official FNG on Twitter and on Insta. But it has been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day. Enjoy yourselves and goodbye.